Okay. Thank you for attending this meeting, everybody, of the Licensing Committee, Wednesday 9th of July 2025. Please note this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube. If the technology fails, then I will adjourn the meeting for a few minutes to try and resolve the issue. If this is not possible, a new date and time will be organised. Please can I ask everyone to ensure that the phones are switched on silent, as I've done. We are not expecting a fire drill, so if the alarm sounds, please exit the way you came in. Item number 1, apologies for absence. I have apologies from Councillor Berry, and Councillor Howarth is attending as her sub. Are there any other apologies? No? Good. Item number 2, declarations of any interest. Members are reminded of their responsibilities to declare any pecuniary interest in respect of matters contained in this agenda. Is there any declarations of interest? No. If you do think you do have a declaration of interest, please raise your hand at any time. Item number 3, minutes of the meeting, Thursday the 18th of July 2024. Are there any issues to raise on the accuracy of the minutes? No. Therefore, the recommendation is to approve the minutes. Can I have a proposer? Chair. And a seconder? Thank you. All in favour? There's one behind you as well, Nina. Just to make it confusing. Thank you very much. Minutes of the General Licensing Subcommittees. Now we have several minutes of the subcommittee. I will take these all at once. Are there any issues to raise of accuracy of the minutes? No. Recommendation is to approve the minutes, therefore can I have a proposer and a seconder?
Chair, can I just note that while I attended some of them, I didn't attend all of them, so it'd be difficult to say.
Noted. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Therefore, all in favour? Anybody against? No abstentions? Okay.
I didn't attend anyway.
Excellent. And finally, minutes of the Licensing Act 2003 Subcommittee, 19th of September, 23rd of September, 25th of February, 2nd of April and 9th of April. My word, weren't we busy? Are there any issues to raise under those? No. Okay, recommendation again to approve the minutes. Proposer, thank you, and seconder. Nobody wants to second it? There you go, excellent. We had none, now we have 2. I feel like an auctioneer. Therefore, all in favour? Anybody against? Anybody abstaining? Okay, no problems. Okay, thank you very much for that. Item number 13, public questions. No public questions have been received in advance of this meeting. I would respectfully ask members of the public who have not registered to ask a question to remain quiet throughout the proceedings. We don't have any members of the public. I'm sure they're enjoying the hot and humid weather outside. Item 14, revision of the Statement of Principles under the Gambling Act 2005, pages 55 to 114, to receive and consider the report of the Director of Property and Planning. Can I ask Nathan Housen to put forward the report?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, and good evening to members of the committee. I'm going to start the presentation from agenda page 55 if members want to follow along. As the Chair said, the purpose of this report is to seek approval to consult on the revised Statement of Principles under the Gambling Act 2005. There are 5 recommendations which you'll see at paragraphs 2 to 6. The first of which is to note that the principles are due for revision. to approve the approach to consultation as set out in the report, and to authorise officers to carry out the necessary actions in relation to that consultation exercise. Where no responses to the consultation are received, or where responses are minor or inconsequential, which are deemed not to require amendments to the draft principles, to recommend to Council that the Statement of Principles be published, to delegate authority to the Director of Planning and Property to determine in consultation with the Chair whether responses are minor or inconsequential, and finally to note that where responses to the consultation are received which are not deemed to be minor or inconsequential, that a report will be brought back to the committee for further consideration of those responses. The reason for the recommendation is that the authority has a duty to review its principles every 3 years. Members will note the background to the report. There is some information there about the general duty of the authority as licensing authority in the Gambling Act. I don't propose to go through that other than paragraph 17, which is to state that the current principles came into force in December 2022, and so they're due for revision this year in December. In April 2023, the Department for Culture, Media and Sport published its gambling white paper, which included proposals to modernise the regulation of the land-based sector. Public consultation was held between July and October that year. On the 16th of May 24, the government published its response to that consultation and the proposals for reform. To give effect to these proposals, it's understood that it's the department's intention to lay regulations before Parliament, but we're unsure at this time when those regulations will be laid. As the regulations haven't been laid, the associated guidance to licensing authorities hasn't been updated, and that's prior to these principles being required to be revised. As a result, only minor amendments have been made to the principles, which you'll find appended at Appendix 1. These amendments mainly relate to small changes in Chorley and a revision to licence conditions and codes of practice. But for members' information, there's a summary of those changes appended in Appendix 2, which just sets out specifically what the changes are. Moving then to paragraph 23, the Act requires that in preparing the revision, the authority must consult a number of bodies, and you'll find those bodies at that paragraph. Additionally, then, it's proposed to consult all premises which hold a premises licence under the Act. In addition to a number of bodies, those are essentially bodies which represent either gambling premises or people who may have experienced problem gambling. There's a comprehensive list of those consultees at Appendix 3, which following consultation, if approved, will be inserted into the principles. As it's only modest amendments which are being made to the principles, it's proposed that a period of consultation of 6 weeks be undertaken, and it's therefore proposed to consult between the 16th of July and the 20th of August, and then any consultation responses are reviewed by the Director of Property and Planning to determine whether there's any amendments in light of those consultation responses. And again, just to note that if there are any significant consultation responses, the principles will be brought back to committee for consideration. The decision to publish principles can only be made by full council, so following the publication, the principles won't take effect until a period of 4 weeks has passed from publication. At the following sections of the report, there's information about climate change and air quality. There's no real implications from this report. Likewise with equality and diversity. There are 2 risks there outlined at 30 and 31, and then otherwise than that, it's just comments from the Finance Officer and the Monitoring Officer. That's the report, Chair, unless there's any questions. Happy to field.
Thank you. Members, this is quite a straightforward report with, I would say, minimal housekeeping changes. Is there any questions for the officer? No? None at all? Okay. In that case, I think we'll go straight to the vote. Can I have a proposer to accept the recommendations? And a seconder? Excellent. Therefore, all in favour of the recommendations? Anybody against? Any abstentions? Therefore, that is accepted. Thank you very much for coming. That's all we've got for tonight. So quite a quick meeting. Thank you very much for your attendance as always, and I will see you at the next one.